Looking for some really good parenting books for moms? Well, I've got some that you may not have heard of. Welcome to Plan, Prep, Pray. Hey girlie, my name is Wendy and I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 little ones, and on this channel I talk about all things mommy self-care, kids empowerment, homeschooling, and homemaking. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. As a stay-at-home mom, I think it is my job to take care of my kids. I look at this as my number one priority and my number one goal in life. And so I think it's very, very important to educate yourself and be very well versed in all things motherhood. So I take a lot of pride in finding good books to educate myself and to make sure that I am the most well-versed in home management and in just being a mom. So I've got some really good books for you. Stay to the end because I've got one book that's going to surprise you. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is A Simplified Life by Emily Ley. Now, this book is so good for breaking it down practically and tactical tools for intentional living. Now, as you go through this book, she has in here some checklists as well as places for you to make goals and make plans. And I love that because the book keeps you engaged. It helps you to come up with a real practical plan. And she goes through how to simplify your space and how to simplify your style and simplify your meals and schedules and finances and hospitality and technology and self and motherhood and faith. And honestly, this is pretty much what my channel is all about. It's all about taking the overwhelm and making it practical and tactical and in a way that you can pretty much conquer motherhood. This book is definitely at the top of my list when it comes to parenting, when it comes to being a mom, when it comes to home management. It's all encompassed in this book. Now, the next book I'm going to talk about, I actually listened to it on Audible because I have the course, which is a positive parenting solution. So because of that, I decided rather than getting the physical book to listen to it on Audible, just to reinforce what I'm already learning in the course. It's called The Me, Me, Me Epidemic by Amy McCready. It is so good. So good. She pretty much goes through and talks about how we're dealing with an entitlement epidemic with our children. And so she goes through how to develop healthy attitudes in life when it comes to your kids and just practical ways to set limits and consequences and training your children. And it's really, really informative, and the age range is what I love about it. You can utilize these tips from toddlers to teens, and that to me is amazing. You can check out my playlist for kids empowerment. A lot of the things that I implement with my children is not only from the course, but also from this book. So I definitely recommend that book, especially when it comes to parenting. The third book that I recommend is Women of the Word and by Jen Wilkin. And I love this book. It really goes through and talks about how to study the Bible in a way that you're not just getting all your information from other people, but you're actually developing good Bible study habits. And as a Christ follower, I just think it's very important to have a strong relationship with God, especially if you're going to be leading children. They follow in your footsteps. So I think it's very important to understand what God is saying and understand how to interpret the Bible, especially if you are going to be teaching little ones how to do the same. Now, bonus. And this, it has been my book since I was maybe 18 years old. And I recommend this book not only for moms, but for women in general. And it is called, it's all colored on and destroyed because I've had it forever, but it's called Lord, I Want to Know You by Kay Arthur. And this is my go-to. This book is amazing. It's a devotional study on the names of God. It goes through all the names of God, where you can find them in the Bible. And I just think that as a mom, some days you need to call Jehovah Jireh. Some days you need to call El Roy. Some days you need Elohim. It helps you have such a personal relationship with God when you can call him by his name. So this book is my number one go-to book. It's the book I recommend for all women, all moms, all people, just to really know your creator and really know what he promises, even with his name. So definitely recommend this. Question of the day. What's your go-to parenting book? What's your go-to mom book? Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Just in case I didn't do a good thumbnail. Just kidding.